Hey guys, Wet Movie One back here again for another Blu-ray DVD update video for you guys today. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. Usually I'd be putting them at the end of my hoarding up videos and things, but I just decided, hey, that's time. It's time for another DVD Blu-ray update video slash 4K update video here. And if you guys like my Blu-ray update videos, DVD update videos, give this video a thumbs up. Share these videos around on your Facebook and social media sites and stuff. It would really help me out a lot, especially if you guys support my videos in any way. And also drop a comment down below letting me know what kind of cool new DVDs and Blu-rays you guys have picked up recently. But before I get started in the big old stack of goodness I have here to talk to you guys about today, you know what? Let's go on over to my mom's room for her Blu-ray and DVD reviews for you today.
I'm back again. And guess what I have for you today? That's right, episodic television. My love, of course. Anyway, the first one I have to show for you today, I've seen it before. This is the third season from the Warner Brothers Archive collection. So if you want it on Blu-ray, you'd need to go to the Warner Brothers Archive or Amazon.com, something like that. But it's the third season of iZombie. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I say I always love these things, but seriously, this one is great. She's a zombie, and she works for the medical examiner's office, so she feasts on brains of different deceased victims, okay, and kind of takes on their personality. Well, in this season, the team has discovered that there's a zombie army getting ready or living in Seattle. And the tensions are high because now the humans are kind of discovering that there are zombies in Seattle. So the army is preparing for a, what is it called here? An all-out zombie versus human apocalypse. So if that doesn't interest you, I don't know what would, because that's how the series opens, with, this kind of, discovering about the army. Anyway, I would really recommend this. It was exciting. I probably took maybe a day and a half to watch the whole thing, because it just kind of clicks right along. So, if you like zombies, pick this one up. The third season really starts out with a bang. The last one I have to show you, kind of brings back memories when I was younger. It's from Lionsgate, and it's a remake of the original series, MacGyver. Now, the original series starred the actor Richard Dean Anderson, and it went from about 1985 to about 1992. And this is just a reimagining, they call it, of that series. And it stars Lucas Till as MacGyver. And what MacGyver is, he's sort of like not like a know-it-all, what do they call him here? He has his unconventional problem-solving skills, and so he's recruited, excuse me, by the Phoenix Foundation. And when they always reference that in the TV series, it always just says somewhere in Los Angeles. So it's not connected with the FBI or CIA or anything like that, but those entities enter into the story because they need the Phoenix Foundation help. I really like it. One of my actors that I liked from another TV series is George, and I hope I don't pronounce his last name wrong, George Eads. And I really like his character in this one. He plays Max, sidekick. He's an ex-CIA agent, and he's always watching Max's back. So he's like the MacGyver's the brains, he's the brawn type of thing. I really like the job that this actor does with that role. Anyway, long and short of it is, he can turn common objects into other things like wrenches or explosives or I mean, I can't remember some of the stuff, but all he needs to do is, like grab a string and a telephone and do something with a battery in the string, and all of a sudden he can, hide from or kill enemy agents. So it's just, the episodes are fun to watch because you don't know what he's going to make out of where he's at the time. And so he has kind of like a voiceover that tells you what things he's making and what will happen or what will cause the scientific, whatever behind it. Anyway, really like it. This is the first season. And, if you like that sort of spy but clever type, ingenious type of thinking, you'd like this. So, sorry I didn't ramble so much. I didn't mean to ramble so much. But if you like either of those, go ahead and pick them up.
Alright, thanks Mom for your reviews here. Now on to my review portion of this video right now. The first one up I have to talk to you guys about today is a new Scream Factory edition, a new collector's edition of The Strangers here on Blu-ray. This is of course their new, one of the newest releases they have, and it has their original cover art here that you got when it was in theaters back in the day, and then the new commission artwork that they have. This is a film, when I first watched it back in 2007, 2008 when it came out, I didn't really care for it that much. You know what I mean? The only reason I went to go see it back then was because of Liv Tyler. I've been a big fan of hers ever since Empire Records and, of course, Armageddon and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, she's in it? I have to see it, And watching it for the first time after all these years, because I don't think I've ever owned it on VHS, DVD, whatever it may be. This is like the first format I think I've ever owned this movie on, if I'm not mistaken. And because I have so much stuff in here I can't even remember these days. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen it in such a long time. It's pretty much about Liv Tyler's character and her boyfriend who are just coming home from a wedding, and they're kind of on the rocks. Things are, just have gone awry in their relationship and stuff, and they're going to their vacation house just to go to sleep and stuff after this wedding that they were at. These crazy people with masks start stalking them outside of their house, starts knocking on their door, and then starts, stalking them outside their windows and different things like that, and then everything goes to hell. It's one of those really weird, crazy, suspenseful home invasion movies, and I thought it was just okay. It still didn't really impress me after all this time either. I did like Liv Tyler's performance in here. It was an okay watch and everything. It just didn't really satisfy me or anything like that, because I've seen way better home invasion movies in my opinion. I'm not saying this is a bad movie by any means, but for some reason this movie just doesn't click with me. It does look really nice here on Blu-ray, the new presentation that Shout Factory has provided here, and this one has two discs in here, one with the theatrical version and then the unrated version of the film. You also get a new HD master for the theatrical cut, mastered in 2K, and the same goes for the unrated version. You can also get new interviews in here from the writer-director. Of course, you get deleted scenes making of a lot of the special features from the previous DVD release that came out years ago. But if you like Liv Tyler, you guys might want to give this a chance if you've never seen it before. But I gotta say, one of my favorite home invasion movies, I've talked about this throughout the years, is called If I Die Before I Wake. That one was one of those movies that always kind of stuck with me because it was just really messed up what happened, when these people broke into these people's houses, and the stuff that, that went on in that movie was just like, oh my god, what? It freaked me out the first time I ever watched it. But The Strangers here on Blu-ray, just wanted to let you guys all know, is out now from Scream Factory. And next up over here from Disney Home Entertainment is a new Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Coco. This one right here was just amazing. I love Pixar. This is the new Pixar film. It's about this little boy. He just loves music. He wants to get a guitar. He wants to go out there and play because he just loves it. But yet his family despises it. You know what I mean? Because somebody in his grandma's father a long time ago supposedly ran away from their family to go to go, pursue his dream in playing music, and left his family high and dry and never came back. And it's this little boy that really wants to, play music, but everyone in his family is like, no, music's a curse. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to see it. We don't want nothing to do with music whatsoever. And it's pretty much about this little boy's journey on, trying to, find out who his grandpa was. And it's just a really touching movie about family. And I'm not gonna lie, I really did kind of cry at the end of this one right here when, him and his grandma Coco, the little thing that was going on. It was just like, oh, holy shit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, Brendan, calm down. It'll be okay. But it was just a lovely movie, really bright, colorful movie, for especially a dark kind of vibe of a movie that it is, especially when they're going to the land of the dead. It's just a really vibrant, great film from Pixar right here. One of the better ones I've seen in a very long time from them. But this Blu-ray right here has some deleted scenes, commentary tracks, a music video, of course, really cool making of featurettes on here. But if you guys have never seen Coco before, I really recommend checking this one out. It looks so fantastic here on Blu-ray, man. Really dug it. And next up over here from Lionsgate Home Entertainment is another movie I was just really surprised of. It stars Willem Dafoe, and that is the Florda Project here on Blu-ray. This is about the what's it called, like the people in Florida that stay in these like little like seedy motels, off the highway and things, and how they, the struggles that they go through. And it follows this one girl, I keep forgetting her name right now, Moni, this little girl that lives in one of these hotels with her mother, and it just follows her adventures, going around to different places, figuring out how to get stuff for free, like her and her mom, go to discount stores, buy like, discounted like, perfume, and go out on the street and try to sell it for higher prices so they can make money, so they can eat and, keep paying their rent, at these little weird motels the little motel that they stay at. It's just a really well done movie. Like, I didn't really know what to expect going into this one, but it's probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far that I've seen. It's just a really well done, well executed film, and Willem Dafoe plays like the manager of the hotel, and he's just, he has really good intentions here. It's probably one of the better performances I've seen of him in a very long time in a film, and because he always plays like really weird, creepy kind of guys, in movies. In this one, he kind of plays like a more normal, nice guy in this one, and I just really liked all the performances all around, and I believe from the special features that I saw, a good amount of the people in this movie were non-actors. You know what I mean? That there are people that are actually living at this hotel at that time, and they're, the director and writer just, incorporated them into the movie, which I thought was really kind of cool. But you get bloopers, outtakes, cast and crew interviews, and a making of on here. Really delightful film. I really did enjoy that one very much. And this one right here, I just recently watched. It stars Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson, and that is the movie Wonder. And this movie is about this family, a mother, a father, a son, and a daughter. And the son in the family was born with a deformity. You know what I mean? He's been going, throughout, surgery after surgery after he was born. I think they said that he went through 26 surgeries in his life, and he's only just getting into junior high. And he's been homeschooled for his entire life, and now in junior high he's being put into into school, and it's just him going through the trials and tribulations that happen when you go to school and have a deformity, and how kids look at you and treat you, and all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of follows the family and each of their little things that they're going through. Like the daughter's going through things because she loves her brother, but she wants more attention from her mom and dad. But all their attention's on the little boy, Augie, because his deformity and everything else that's going on. And it's just her trying to go like, I love my family, I love my brother, but please show me some attention here, and it's just a really wonderful, well told story. I really did dig it. I only watched one of the behind the scenes special features, just some cast interviews and stuff so far on here. These are probably my two favorite ones, drama wise, that I've seen in a very long time. But that's Wonder there on Blu-ray. And next up over here is a movie I was really pumped up to see, because I've been a big fan of this franchise, like ever since I was a kid. I grew up on these movies, like these ones, and the Blood Sports and the Best of the Best and Best of the Best movies and stuff. And this one is, I believe, the 7th one in the franchise, and that is Kickboxer, Retaliation, here on Blu-ray. This one, of course, stars Mike Tyson and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that was like, dude, I have to see this one. But the last Kickboxer movie that came out wasn't the greatest or anything like that. But this is the 7th one in the franchise, and it's pretty much about Kurt Sloan. Of course, is played by a new guy, and how he's. It's picking up from the story of the last film and how he killed Tom Poe, and now like these guys are saying, hey, you need to come and fight for us. Over here in Thailand again, because you're the reigning champion, and if you don't come back here, we're gonna have to prosecute you for murder, and you're gonna go to jail if you don't come and fight for us. So it's pretty much him, being forced to fight their biggest, newest fighter that they have, like a big 400-pound, muscle-bound dude, and it's him just trying to figure out how the hell he's gonna defeat this guy and get out of the situation that he's in, because he doesn't want to go to jail either for what happened in the last film. So he ends up getting trained, by his master, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and a little bit by Mike Tyson, who's a prisoner at this prison that he's staying at during these fights that are going on. This movie was kind of just whatever, story-wise, but like the fight stuff was pretty damn cool, and to see Mike Tyson in there in the mix, because the last time you saw Mike Tyson in a movie was the last Ip Man movie, which I thought was pretty cool, Ip Man 3 or whatever it may be called, and he doesn't ruin the movie or anything like that. He does what he does best is to kick people's asses, and he had one or two little fight scenes in here which I thought were cool. Like I said, the fight stuff in this movie is cool, but like I've always been a fan of the original Kickboxer movies, but I always liked the Sasha Mitchell sequels, Kickboxer 2 and 3 and 4, when the guy from Step by Step was in these ones. Don't get me wrong, Jean-Claude Van Damme's the man, but like I always remember really liking these sequels right here. And next up over here from Paramount Home Entertainment is the new movie that came out this week, and that is stars Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, and that is Daddy's Home 2 here on 4K. This one right here is just pretty much the same story as the last one, but this time Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg's fathers are coming into town for Christmas, and it's just the weird shenanigans that they get into, and how what's it called, Mel Gibson's character, Mark Wahlberg's father, is just always like telling Mark Wahlberg, hey, you gotta let this guy keep being the father of your kids, huh? You let him give all your kids all this advice. You're not gonna like step in and say, hey, this is what I want for my kid, and all this kind of stuff. And it just gets really kind of wacky and over the top. Some stuff in here was funny. I laughed out loud in, but other times I was just like, you know what I mean? Like I really wasn't super like surprised by this one. It's just kind of like a generic comedy. It's kind of like how the last one was. It didn't really blow me away, but it did have some funny, light humor in here that I enjoyed. But it's not one of those ones I think I am going to go, rewatch it over and over again or anything like that. But on this Blu-ray right here, you get making of, special featurettes, gag reels, alternate scenes and all that kind of jazz on here. And it does look really nice on the 4K format. It really brings out the colors and the deep blacks and stuff. But if you're a fan of the first one, you guys might like this one. It was just kind of, just another rehashing of the first one, just throwing in, John Lithgow and Mel Gibson into the mix. Alright guys, and next up over here from Paramount Home Entertainment also are two movies I haven't seen in a very long time, since I saw them in theaters back in the day. And when I found out they were coming out on 4K, I'm like, you know what? I'll give these ones a chance again. And that is Tomb Raider, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and Lara Croft Tomb Raider, what's it called? Cradle of Life. Here on 4K. These ones, of course, star the beautiful Angelina Jolie, and these, of course, are based off the video game franchise. I believe that it became popular back on PlayStation back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not the biggest game guy on the planet or anything like that, but it's pretty much about this one lady that's on the hunt for these artifacts and stuff. Like the Illuminati is out there trying to collect these different artifacts, historical artifacts and stuff like that, to try to complete some sort of weird, crazy thing. And it's just a crazy, action stuff that goes along the way. These movies are cheesy, over the top, but they're just a lot of fun to watch. But they do look very, very good here on 4K. If you're a fan of Angelina Jolie, you guys will get a kick out of the new transfers on these ones right here. And these ones right here have all the same special features, I believe, from the old DVD versions of the films on here, like the commentary tracks, behind the scenes, alternate stuff like that, 4 deleted scenes, YouTube music videos, and different things like that on these. And I just wanted to let you guys all know that these ones are both out now on 4K. So if you're a fan of them, make sure you guys pick them up if you guys have the 4K format. And next up over here from the Warner Archive Collection, the only way you can get these next few titles right here are from the WarnerArchiveCollection.com or Amazon. And when I found out this Warner Archive was putting this one out, I was really surprised, because I thought like Scream Factory or like Arrow Video will put this one out in like a special edition or something like that. And this is Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I've always been a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, Part 2 being my favorite one of all time. I love the first one, don't get me wrong. The first one's a masterpiece. But this something about the second one always kind of stuck with me. Caroline Williams, Chop Top, and like all the over-the-top characters that they have in there, of course. And but this one right here is, it's kind of more of the same about this one couple, that's taking this road trip and stuff, and they pull off at this gas station to fill up and stuff. And then they come across this, this weird guy at the gas station that's trying to hit on the guy's girl, and they're asking for directions. And there's one guy, his name's Tex, is like, saying, hey, you should go down this road right here. It'll save you this much more, it'll save you this much more time on your trip and everything like that. And then stuff goes awry at the gas station, and they end up taking that one road, that the guy told them to go down, even though they knew to go down the other one and everything. But then when they do so, they come across the Sawyer family, and all hell breaks loose. Of course, it's just a really fun, fun segment in the franchise of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And of course, you get Ken Faree in this film, along with R.A. Mihailoff playing, Leatherface for the first time in this movie right here. I've always been a fan of R.A. and of course, Ken Faree ever since, Kenan and Kel back in the day and everything like that. But if you're a fan of this movie, it does look nice here on Blu-ray. You get all the original special features that were on the original DVD that came out back in the day. But yeah, the only way you can get it on Amazon or the WarnerArchiveCollection.com. Just want to let you guys all know that's out right now. And next up over here is a movie I've always loved, okay? I've always really liked it. I love the performances in it, but I've never hear a lot of people talk about it. It's one of those lesser known, lesser talked about Richard Linklater movies ever out there, and that is Suburbia here on DVD. This is a burn-on-demand disc. One of those ones, like I said, you have to get from the Warner Archive Collection. When you order it, that's when they burn it, and then they send it to you. And it stars Giovanni Ribisi, Parker Posey, Steve Zahn, a bunch of really cool, great actors in here. And it's about these kids, these like 20-somethings that live in Suburbia that, they don't really know what they're doing with their lives. You know what I mean? They're drinking all the time. They're just hanging outside of a convenience store, just like wandering the streets of their town that they're in, and just trying to figure out what the hell they're doing with their lives. Until one day, there's one person that they grew up in high school with that became a big popular musician, rolls into town and kind of changes everything for them for one night. This movie takes place over a course of one night. And, this guy that comes into town, he's all rich, he's famous, he pulls in with his limo and everything like that, and kind of, just messes everything up, sort of, or like mixes everything up with the characters that are in this movie. And I always thought this one was just a really decently acted film. I've always been a big fan of Giovanni Ribisi ever since this film, and of course The Other Sister and everything like that. I've met him once at Amoeba Records back in the day. Really cool person. But if you guys are a fan of Richard Linklater, of course, the guy that directed, Dazed and Confused, and what's it called, a bunch of stuff. I can't even think of stuff right now. But like, if you love his work, you guys will definitely dig this one right here. Definitely check it out on the Warner Archive Collection. If you guys have never heard about it before, type in Suburbia, type in Giovanni Ribisi's name, and type in the trailer on YouTube, and check it out. Give it a watch, man. I really do highly recommend it, especially for you, Alex Leba, if you're watching. And next up over here from the Warner Archive Collection also is the new seasons of seasons 3 and 4 of the Jamie Foxx show here on DVD. Each set right here comes with 3 discs. Season 4 has all 24 episodes, and Season 3 has 20 episodes in here. This is, of course, the show that starred Jamie Foxx, him playing different, characters in the show, kind of like how Robin Williams did in the movie, Mrs. Doubtfire and stuff. He would play like different weird little characters, throughout different episodes and things. But it's pretty much about him and the crew of people that work at this hotel and the shenanigans that they get into from episode to episode. It's just a really fun show, and I keep forgetting that one guy's name. He's in what's it called? The Two Broke Girls show. Garrett Morris. He's also one of the actors in this show that owns or works at the motel or hotel or whatever. It's just a really fun sitcom show that was on back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, back in the day. Just want to let you guys all know you can get seasons 3 and 4 out now on DVD through the Warner Archive collection. And next up over here from Universal Home Entertainment is the DVD Blu-ray combo pack of Bad Moms Christmas, the Bad Moms sequel, as it is, and it's pretty much about the same ladies from the first movie, but now it's Christmas time, and they want to make the best Christmas, for their kids and family and different things like that. But yet their moms are coming into town, like Susan Sarandon and like the grandmas are coming into town to stir stuff up a little bit, and it's just pretty much about the moms trying to figure out how to deal with stuff and kind of going bad just a little bit during the Christmas holiday season, and then trying to figure out what family's all about, all that kind of jazz. I found this one to be kind of funny. It's not as good as Girls Trip, with Queen Latifah and stuff like that. Like, pretty much Bad Moms came out, then, Queen Latifah and stuff made the Girls Trip movie, or the black version of Bad Moms. And I've always liked that one a lot more than these ones, to be honest. I thought they were more laughable, more funny to watch than the Bad Moms movies. My sister really does like these ones, but like there were some funny moments in here, but I really wasn't super impressed by this one at all. I do like Mila Kunis and Christian Bell. I think they're absolutely beautiful, but like there's only so much stuff they can really do, with these characters that are in this movie right here. But on this Blu-ray, you get a gag reel, casting, you get a crew music video and a trailer on this Blu-ray right here. It's okay. It's a fun watch, but nothing super, amazing or anything. But last but not least, right here from Wellgo USA is Takashi Miike's Ichi the Killer here on Blu-ray. I believe this is the first time this film has ever been released in the Blu-ray format. And of course, Takashi Miike just released his 100th film, which was a Blade of the Immortal that just came out a week or two ago at Best Buy in that cool new steelbook. But this one right here has audio commentary track by Takashi Miike, trailer, and all that jazz. And it's pretty much about this sadomasochistic Yakuza guy who's on a mission to find his boss. His boss went missing, and he comes across this really super crazy killer that likes causing really bad pain to his victims, and just the craziness that happens, from all this kind of stuff. And it's just a really it's a real gross out movie, and has some really weird dark humor to it. That's why I like it. It's from the same director that made the movie Audition. I forgot what year it was, like the early 2000s and stuff. And I always really liked that film. But this one right here is just a really ooh shit. Like I've only ever seen this movie like once. Maybe twice back in the day on DVD when it first came out. But watching it now on Blu-ray and the new remastered version that's approved by Takashi Miike, it does look fantastic. So if you're a fan of his films and a fan of this movie right here, definitely check it out, man. It has a really nice transfer on here that I think a lot of your fans out there would enjoy. But that's all I have to show and talk to you guys about today for this Blu-ray DVD update video. If you guys enjoy my videos whatsoever and support them, hit that thumbs up button and follow me on my social media, on my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good jazz. Links are down below in the description box of this video. I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos, man. I have a lot of fun making them, especially going out and about, doing some fun, crazy stuff. There's some more stuff I'm going to be doing real soon that I think a lot of you guys may dig or may really cringe at. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.